Praise the Lord. This is Apostle Raphael, and welcome to Why Marriages Fall. This is the second episode. So today I'll speak about childhood trauma. So childhood trauma is basically those painful moments that you went through when you were a child. And some people may not think that it is important, but those moments, they come and they reflect in the marriage. And they act like triggers. For example, someone might have been raped when they were young, and maybe they never talked about it, they never went for counseling. Or someone might have been, probably it was because maybe it was someone who was close to them, and it would have been a shameful thing to say it. Maybe it's an uncle or a brother, or just a close relative that came to stay with them when they were young. It also could be that you are beaten so badly by people that you are living with, so you never felt loved when you're growing up because people kept beating you. Or it could be that you probably stayed with aunties or uncles, relatives that never really cared about you, maybe because your parent was not there, or they were not able to take care of you. Probably you have many people in your house, and your parent was not able to take care of all of you together. So all these things, they form experiences that are painful. And if I may go direct now to the issue of marriage, you may find that something like your father being insulted by your mother all the time, or your mother being beaten by your father in your presence, and all of you being abused, being beaten by your parents, or beaten by the guardians that were around you. So you grow up thinking that maybe that's how people should be treated, probably. So when you find this young man, you've met someone somewhere, and the man is so loving, the man is so caring, you don't get it because you don't think that is how men should be, because you saw your father beating your mother, and you can also be a man, you saw your mother was very angry, your mother was, was always high, always abusive, also always insulting people, insulting your father, belittling your father. So when you get this lady who's kind, who's loving, who's caring, who's gentle, you may not think that is what you want. You may think that the lady is very boring. I want someone that is will make my moods go up, because that's what you think is the right way, the right way of relating, or the right kind of relationship that we need to have. And these things, they affect the marriage greatly, more than you can ever imagine. For example, if you grow up in a place where you saw, your father bringing people to the house, bringing like ladies to your house, and he was sleeping with the women openly, even in front of you guys. And you have this husband you've married. And maybe there's a text from a lady. It could probably be business or something. So you will start shaking. Your moods will go up. You start feeling angry or bitter. The triggers, basically, you'll be triggered because you'll be like, what? It has come to me now. What happened to my mother is now happening to me. So that can be a problem in that marriage. Whenever you see your man posting a picture, you have a problem with that, because you're like, if he posts a picture, this other person will, there's a woman there somewhere who will see this man, and I'll be in trouble. Why? Because you went through that when you were growing up. You saw how your mother was being cheated upon by your father. You see? So these things are triggers, and they affect marriage more than you can ever imagine. And some of these experiences are very painful, that you may not really know how to deal with this other person who's affected. Let's say like you are now the victim. You are like, okay, you are the other party who's not probably had trauma. You are whole. So you may not know how to deal with this person who was traumatized when they were growing up. You may not have the way, because you may do what you want. You may you may do what you think can help the marriage. Maybe you can take them out. Maybe you can buy them things to reassure them. But they can't be reassured, because they have a mindset that men are like this. My father was like this, so even you cannot be different from my father. That is a big problem. that you guys need to talk about. Talk about the childhood experiences. Let someone share what they went through, you know. And if there are very painful experiences, but it's good to be open. If you went through something that is very painful, that really affects you all the time when you sleep, when you dream about your past, about how you're growing up, or it has really gotten into you, and you've never like told someone about it in depth. It's good to talk to your partner before marriage. Just tell them what you went through, tell them about the experiences you went through when you're growing up, and be open, be clear about it, and let the guy weigh whether, or the woman weigh whether they are able to handle that. For example, if you are raped when you are young, there are people who can handle that. It's good for them to let you go as early as possible, And you need to let them go if they decide to. You don't have to hold on to them. It is also for your good, because these people will bring you trouble in future because they can't handle it. Or you can also choose to walk through the journey together, the journey of healing. And that should happen before marriage. So walk through the journey of healing together, go to a counselor, and see how that, see if you can be helped. So next week, again, I'll touch on the same thing because I believe it's a bit lengthy, and my time is up. So we'll see you again next week. We'll talk about childhood trauma. We'll spend some time on this so that the guys can be enlightened. So thank you guys. God bless you, and see you soon.